our first speech will be from Bryan Munch, and Bryan is in the home stretch to finishing his half CC, which reminded me that I needed to work on that. And Bryan has decided to knock out project number 5, Your Body Speaks, wherein the speaker is supposed to use a lot of hand gestures and awkward body movements. We know for Bryan, we'll get this. Luckily, this comes as second nature for Bryan. His speech is entitled The Cost of Efficiency, and the speech is supposed to be 5 to 7 minutes. So please keep it under that, Bryan. Bryan Munch.
See the red light on, is it? I mean, we're good?
Oh, put it on.
Oh, not the red light, on the camera, sorry.
Oh, the camera.
It's on,
Okay,
I believe. Yep.
okay. Fellow Toastmasters, welcome guests. Efficiency and laziness go hand in hand. Let me explain. Let me first say that I should know that efficiency and laziness go hand in hand because I myself admit that I am lazy. My old job in the corporate AG department, if I find myself doing the same routine over and over again, maybe calculating some spreadsheets in Excel or doing a database query, I think to myself, man, this is taking a long time. I can do this faster. I'm lazy. I'm going to find a better way to speed it up. But there is a cost to this efficiency. For example, I could very well automate myself out of a job. Now, this relationship between efficiency and laziness also applies to the realm of exercise for myself. If I'm going to spend time doing something that I really hate, I'm going to make sure I get as much bang for my buck, as many calories as I can burn for the shortest amount of time possible. About 6 months ago, I got a Groupon in my inbox. For those that aren't familiar, Groupon's a daily email that you get. It's usually 50% off of a good or a service, sometimes half off of a restaurant, half off of a massage. In this case, it was half off of exercise classes. The deal was 3 classes for 15 bucks, 6 classes for 25, or unlimited classes, as many as you could fit in a month, for $35. I thought to myself, this is perfect. Did a little research. It said that I could probably burn more calories in this hour alone than I could in the entire week of exercising. So I jumped on the bandwagon. Bought the 6 classes for $25, great value. Took me a while to schedule the classes, but when I finally did, I get to my first class. It was a Saturday morning. I thought, this is great. It's only an hour. I'll cram as much exercise as I can, be away from my family as little as possible. The exercise gym, if you want to call it that, was in a loading dock in Beechwood that had been converted into this circuit training gym. Now I arrived right as the previous class was ending, and I will say the first indication that I was probably in over my head was the fact that everybody there was already in really good shape. Now I didn't let this intimidate me. I thought, I'm young, I'm agile, I can deal with it. It's only an hour. So I stuck with it. The class was conducted using these TRX cables. So these are taut cables that hang from the ceiling. They rest at your knees. They have 2 handles on them. So the entire class, you're using your own body weight. You're leaning back, maybe, and pulling yourself. Maybe you're going to the side and pulling yourself back up. It's pretty heavy duty. Now, granted, I didn't know that when I started, but the instructor was fantastic. He was very motivational. It felt like being on an infomercial. It was like Billy Blanks leading us along. We got dance beats in the background bumping, a lot of energy flowing in the room. So we get started right away. We're doing squats and pulling ourselves back up. Squats, pulling ourselves back up. You know, I'm feeling pretty good about it. We get about maybe 5 exercises in, and it feels like it's been a full hour. He says, okay, take your 15-minute break. And I say, I'm exhausted. And I have a full hour left to go. So I made it through. I kept going. This instructor would come around and show everybody how to do the exercise, and he'd say, okay, you're supposed to bend down like this. And I'd say, okay. And then after he'd leave and go back to the front, I'd just kind of stand there, make sure I wasn't going to collapse. Then about halfway in, we started doing floor exercises. So you're supposed to take the handles, fit them over your feet, get down on the ground, and do push-ups while your legs are suspended inside of these handles. I don't know about you, and I'll admit I'm not flexible, but I can barely stand on one foot and put one of these handles on my foot, let alone try to do the whole thing while on the ground, getting ready to do a push-up. It's kind of funny. At times it felt like it was a Saturday Night Live skit, but I made it through. I'm very happy about that. I did not have a heart attack, and I think I did burn a lot of calories. Next morning, I woke up, and I felt sore before after exercise because I don't do it that frequently, so it is common to be sore after exercising, but I kid you not, every single muscle in my body was aching. It hurt for 3 days to sit down. And my point in telling you all this is that you can be efficient in many things, including exercise, but always be aware of the cost of that efficiency. Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, Bryan.